it's a Tiny Gamer, and let's play some more Cryptid Coffeehouse. Panzer started meowing the moment I started speaking. Wow, okay. So I tried to finish this game on stream yesterday, and unfortunately this game is a lot longer than I thought it was going to be. And I streamed for over, let me double check. I believe it was 6 hours. Yeah, so my first stream of this game was 4 hours, 28 minutes, and 13 seconds. And then yesterday it was for 6 hours, 7 minutes, and 13 seconds. And there's still more game to go. So I will have to do a third stream to finish out the game. I though. In the meantime, let me see what my cat wants, and then we can get right into the game. Oh my god. Kitty's needs come first. He's probably hungry. Give me 1 second. I'll be right back. Oh my god. Star of the show. Star of the show, huh? I apologize for that. And now that we've established this is Panzer's show, let's continue on with our playthrough. After finishing up some work today, you get a different sort of text from Artemis than you usually do. Typically, they text you at the most ungodly hour of the morning with elaborate plans for places to visit around town. But this time, you get a text just past noon. Want to come to my place for a movie? You look at the message for a very long time, processing the words. Artemis has never invited you to their place before. You've only heard about it in passing conversation. You remember hearing about their roommates and splitting rents, and that's about it. The whole concept of Artemis's living space is an elusive one. But here they were, asking if you wanted to pop by for a movie. It's a sweet thought, and honestly, you're extremely curious to see what kind of place Artemis is shacked up in. Sure, just send me the address and I'll be on my way. Artemis replies seconds later with the address. It's like they were sitting there, phone in hand, waiting for you to reply, which is rather endearing if you think about it. You plug the address into your navigation app. It's not too far away. It's about making sure that I was recording. It's about a 20-minute walk and a 10-minute bus ride. You don't mind either way of getting there, but you'll have to let Artemis know what time you plan on arriving, regardless of what you end up doing. Let's walk. In my stream, I took the bus. Walking doesn't sound bad at all. It's a lovely autumn day outside, and you know it'll be nice to get some steps in before being sequestered in your apartment Let me try that again. It's a lovely autumn day outside, and you know it'll be nice to get some steps in after being sequestered in your apartment all day long. You're used to taking walks longer than 20 minutes anyway, so this'll be nothing. You begin to gather your things as you prepare to leave. You grab a light jacket before going through your mental list of essentials. Keys, phone, wallet. Okay, you should be good. You pull your phone out to text Artemis about what time you're planning on getting there. Hey, I'm leaving now. I'll see you in 20. Once again, Artemis's reply Once again, Artemis's response comes instantly. Sounds good. See you soon. You find yourself smiling at the text as a... Jeez. Sorry. You find yourself smiling at the text as you leave your apartment. Artemis has an affinity for text emoticons, and they never fail to make you smile. They are just so cute. You never thought Artemis to be the type to use text emoticons, but now that you know them better, you're starting to realize they are exactly the type to text with little faces. You head out of your apartment and trot down the stairs to the ground floor. You step out onto the sidewalk and get to walking. Artemis lives in a part of town that's close to one of the biggest neighborhood markets in the area, and you know you've gone to that market on several previous occasions. It's been a while though. You have to check your phone every so often to make sure you're headed in the right way. After about 10 minutes of walking, you spot a small cluster of people standing around a storefront in the distance. Once you get closer, you realize it's a bakery. People are in line for the freshest pastries of the afternoon. You think you've come here maybe once with Odina, and it was quite good. Should you stop and see what they have out today? Maybe you can get Artemis something. But then again, Artemis is expecting you in about 10 minutes. Let's stop and get something. You're sure that Artemis will understand if you're a little late, especially if you come by with snacks. You head over to the storefront and situate yourself at the end of the line. The line is quite long, and you know you'll be waiting at it for a bit, so you decide to text Artemis to let them know you'll be a little late. Hey, I'm going to be a little delayed. See you in maybe 20 more minutes? Artemis doesn't answer immediately like they did before, so you pocket your phone and get to waiting. The line moves quicker than you expected it to, and before you know it, you're near the head of the line, looking over the fresh pastries in the display case. It looks like they have chocolate chip cookies, cheese danishes, almond croissants, and pumpkin bread today. Everything looks good, but you wonder what Artemis will like. What do you want to get? Let's see. Let's get chocolate chip cookies. Always seemed like a hit, so. You decide that you're going to get some cookies. Chocolate chip cookies are a classic. There is no way Artemis would dislike them. I hope so. I don't want to be assuming. You get up to the register. The employee manning it smiles at you warmly. You smile back. Hi, how are you doing today? I'm doing great. Yourself? Lovely. Thank you for asking. What are you getting today? I'm going to get 2 of your chocolate chip cookies, please. Awesome. That'll be $6. As you're fishing around for some cash, the employees go ahead and packages up your cookies in a bag. They hand you the bag and you hand them the cash. Thank you so much. My pleasure. Have a good day. You too. Now with your sweets in hand, you go ahead and leave the bakery, back to gain to Artemis's house. You arrive at Artemis's doorstep a short while later. They live in a rather quaint neighborhood, and their house is one of those skinny but tall types, with at least 2 levels. You knock on the door without a second thought, almost a bit more preoccupied with looking around the neighborhood than you are with waiting for someone to answer the door. You're watching a dog and its owner pass down the sidewalk behind you when the front door opens.
Hey.
Oh, hey. You swivel around, coming face to face with Kuro, Artemis's bandmate. Huh? You didn't know they lived together. Oh, hi, Kuro. Is Artemis here? Kuro peers at you. His gaze is so strong. It makes your stomach swirl nervously. Yeah, they're here. Give me a sec. You're fully expecting Kuro to close the door and retrieve Artemis from wherever they are in the house. But that apparently is not the case. Instead, Kuro leans back into the house and proceeds to yell.
Artemis!
Oh my god, I was laughing about this on stream because, like, what the hell? You stare stupidly at Kuro. His voice echoes out onto the street. You hear Artemis's voice faintly from the depths of the house. What? Your friend is at the door for you. My what? Your friend, come to the damn door. You think you hear Artemis grumbling as they come over to the front door. Kuro begins to drum his fingers on the door impatiently. He looks at you. Ooh. Sorry. Wow. Ooh. That sneeze came out of nowhere. He looks at you, brows raised. He seems almost apologetic. They're coming. Okay. There's a moment of nothing. Then you hear Artemis speak again. Closer now.
Dude, what the is your problem?
His poor little, or their poor little face is like, ugh, oh my god. Also, I never noticed that Artemis's hair does this like little antenna. That's kind of cute. Like, I've noticed his horns, but I don't know why I never noticed Artemis's hair. Your friend's here. He gestures over at you. You smile meekly and wave. The exasperation on Artemis's face is wiped away so quickly that it's almost like it was never there. They look genuinely happy to see you.
Hey.
Oh, hey, Tiny. Hi.
Okay, I'll leave you two weirdos to it.
Okay. Kuro smacks Artemis on the shoulder as he dips back into the house. Artemis smacks him right back, sending him a nasty look as he walks away. Sorry about him, he's annoying. I think it's kind of endearing. Artemis laughs. They hold the door open for you, indicating that you should come in. Yeah, endearing, quote unquote, is one way to put it. You step inside the house and Artemis closes the door behind you. It's warm in here. You think you can hear someone watching TV in the other room. The walls lining the entryway are filled with picture frames, posters, and small shelves decked with trinkets. It's Maximilius. Can't speak. Let's see. Is that really how you say it, maximalist? I don't think so. Let's see. Bring the volume up.
Maximalist.
Maximalist, okay. That makes more sense to say. Maximalist. To the highest degree. You're not really sure what else you were expecting from Artemis's house. This trend continues as Artemis leads you from the entryway to the living room, where a girl is reclining on the couch in front of a very large television. Mordag? The girl, Mordag apparently, diverts her attention from the TV to curiously eye Artemis, and you by extension.
Oh, who's this?
I love her voice, it's so cute. Mordag's gaze is hypnotizing. She doesn't have any pupils or irises, just swimming blue sclera that seem to swirl. This is tiny. You notice Artemis's initial hesitation, but you don't say anything. You pocket the moment for later. Hey. Something giddy dawns on Mordag's face. He looks between you and Artemis excitedly.
Ah.
So you're the Tiny I've heard so much about. You turn to Artemis a bit confused. What? Artemis suddenly goes scarlet. They grab for the hem of your shirt sleeve, pulling you along through the house. Okay, let's go. Wait, what is she talking about? Artemis doesn't answer, hugging you past the dining table and into a cluttered kitchen where Kuro is making a sandwich. It seems like Artemis fully intends to drag you all the way to the stairs at the backside of the kitchen, but when Kuro speaks, they skid to a halt. You guys want sandwiches? Kuro's standing at one of the counters and assembling his sandwich, looks over his shoulder at the two of you. Artemis appears to consider this, then looks down at you. You shrug like, why not? It would be good to eat now, especially since you brought those treats from the bakery. You're sure that Artemis will enjoy them. Ah, sure. Thanks, Kuro. Kuro hums. He plops 2 slices of bread in the toaster next to him. No problem. Thank you, Kuro. Kuro looks over at you, eyebrows raised with passive interest. His fierce gaze makes your spine crawl.
No problem.
Kuro hands the plate with the sandwich they just made to Artemis. The two of you stand there uselessly for several minutes, before Kuro finishes making a second sandwich, which he hands to you. You nod gratefully at him. After a moment, he nods back. Kuro begins to make a third sandwich, one you presume is for him, when Artemis nudges you with their elbow. Let's go to my room. Okay. Artemis then leads you through the kitchen toward the stairs without a word. You cast a look over your shoulder at Kuro. He's dutifully making that sandwich without a care in the world. The stairs are just as cluttered and decorated as the rest of the house. Out-of-season Christmas lights are strung up on the banisters, twinkling in reds and greens. As I stated before, at my house, we currently have 2 different sets of Christmas lights and a fully lit 4-foot-tall rainbow Christmas tree. So, honestly, I see no problem. Lights are lights. I mean, they have Christmas lights that are just white that they call fairy lights. So, essentially, those are like all around Christmas lights. So why not, So why not have lights in all different colors as well? Honestly, if they're pretty and you enjoy them all year round, not just for Christmas. That's just the way I see it. Life is short. Enjoy your pretty lights. The wall next to the stairs is covered in photos and art prints. You have to step over a couple stacks of books on some of the steps. You wonder what belongs to who. At the landing, Artemis dips into an open door on the left. You're quick to follow, careful to make sure your sandwich isn't slipping off your plate as you walk. Once you're inside, Artemis gently pushes the door just shy of closed. To put it frankly, Artemis's room is it's like the rest of the house. Every single wall is covered in something. Tall shelves crammed with books, posters tacked up next to countless sticky notes, guitars hung on the wall. It's an amalgamation of colors and patterns, and it suits every single one of Artemis's tastes like nothing else could. Full room. It's a genuine statement. Artemis's cheeks are rosy.
Sorry.
It's kind of messy. No, you're fine. I don't mind. You have a lingering suspicion that they tried to tidy it before you arrived. The thought warms your heart. Honestly, I know that there are some people that are just genuinely not I don't want to say messy, but their house also isn't showroom clean, and that's perfectly fine. A pile of books stacked somewhere, or maybe a drink cup here and there. It honestly doesn't bother me. Or cat hair scattered over the place. It doesn't bother me. It doesn't. I know with my health and everything, I haven't been able to keep my house the cleanest that it could be. So I'm a lot more forgiving of other people that aren't able to, keep their house clean too. As long as they try and make an effort, and it's not if it's not a health hazard or anything, then it's fine. Clothes piled on a floor are not going to hurt anybody. There's a beat as Artemis settles down on the bed, setting their plate on the sheets. None of the sheets match with any of the pillowcases, and every single fabric item on the bed is wrinkly, but you suppose that's part of the charm. And it's a bed. Again, it doesn't have to be showroom quality. I never understood the whole parents forcing their kids every morning to make the bed when it's just gonna get messy again later. I mean, a bed's to be slept on or, relaxed upon when you're scrolling through your phone or reading a book or whatever. It's not that big of a deal. There's more than enough space for you to accompany them on the bed, if you wanted to. On the other hand, you can sit at the desk to your right. The surface is a little cluttered, but if you push a couple things out of the way, it'd be perfect. So I'm going to sit on the bed with Artemis. When I streamed, I sat at the desk. You decide to sit on the bed next to Artemis, careful not to jostle your plate and scatter crumbs everywhere. You're sitting with a decent amount of space between the two of you, but you watch Artemis grow shy after you sit down. You can't help but find it endearing. It looks like Kuro has made quite the sandwich. After a bit of investigating, you discover that it's red leaf lettuce, tomato, cucumber, black forest ham, mayo, and what looks like everything bagel seasoning. You suspect the meat is vegetarian. You don't think you've ever seen Artemis eat any meat. It looks delicious. You'll have to thank Kuro again, if you can work up the courage. Oh, you almost forgot. You've been carrying the bag with pastries from the bakery for the longest time. Now that you're eating, you might as well bring them out. Hey, I brought something for you. Artemis looks up from their sandwich, mid-chew. They have some crumbs next to their mouth. You gesture to the plastic bag you set on the bed. Then you reach inside to pull out the cookies that you brought earlier that afternoon. I brought snacks.
Aw.
Honey, you didn't have to do that. You delicately begin to unwrap the cookies, placing one next to Artemis's plate. You try your best not to get crumbs all over the bedspread. Well, I did. I walked past the bakery on my way here, so I figured I would get something you and I could share. Artemis' expression grows soft and fond. It makes your chest go all achy. You're starting to discover that getting things for Artemis without them asking always pays off so much. I hope you like it.
Thank you.
You kidding? I love cookies. Yes! Of course. It's really my pleasure. Artemis smiles at you warmly. You smile back at them, entirely content. Eating in silence is a bit awkward though, so maybe you can make some small talk to pass the time. You've got quite a few questions now that you're here at Artemis's place. What would you like to talk about? Let's ask about the house. You've got a really cool place. Artemis looks up from their food to peek at you.
You think so?
Yeah, it's very personalized. Artemis snorts and takes another bite of their sandwich. They shift the food to the side of their mouth when they speak again. It's a mess, you mean? No, I think it's great. Eclectic decor is always good. Eclectic? I mean that in the most positive way possible. Artemis laughs and shakes their head. A thick lock of black hair falls into their eyes. I'm just teasing. I do know it's a mess though. Perot and Mordad and I are all pretty cluttered people, and it definitely shows in how we decorate the house. It used to be, rather tame, but then everything sort of exploded out of nowhere. I know it's going to be a pain in the ass to move out of here when it's finally time. Yeah, I remember when I moved out of my old apartments, and oh my god. You think you know how much stuff you have. And then when you move, you actually realize just how much stuff you have. Like, I threw away so much stuff. And then it got to the point where it seemed like only a little tiny dent was made, and there was still so much stuff. So it gets to the point when you're moving and packing and everything that you're like, screw it. You just throw everything, you just start randomly throwing stuff in boxes, and you start labeling it random stuff, go through later or whatever. And then you think, oh, you try to make a mental note. Oh, I'll just go through this stuff later when I get to the new place. And sometimes it takes a long time to finally get around to going through all that stuff. And then when you go through it, you're like, I don't need any of this. And you start throwing out more stuff. But moving is a pain in general. How long have you lived there? How long have you lived here? Just over 1.5 years now. Not long. I used to live by myself in a studio apartment. But I don't think living alone is my thing. Yeah, I don't think I can live alone either. Like, being alone is good for small periods of time, but I don't know if I can do that long term. You get lonely? Artemis flushes, averting their eyes. Yeah, I do better with people around, if I'm being honest. If you're being honest, you've always seen Artemis as the lone wolf type, but this changes things. So, who's Mordad? He's one of my roommates. He's insane like Kuro. And insane like you? Artemis laughs and throws a little piece of bread crust at you. It hits you on the cheek. Yeah, whatever. If I'm insane, then you have to be too. Here, I'll take it. The two of you smile dumbly at each other before going back to eating. There's a beat. So, what did she mean when she said, I'm the tiny she's always hearing about? Artemis pauses in the middle of chewing. Their face displays brief panic before they manage to school it into nonchalance. You watch this amuse. They swallow, then clear their throat.
I just talk about you. That's all.
That's what friends do, right? You smile. It's reassuring. You see some of the worry seep out of Artemis's face. Definitely. I didn't know that you lived with Kuro. Artemis nods. Oh yeah, we've lived together longer than we've been in a band together. That was a later thing. How do you guys know Kolia then? Artemis' expression goes thoughtful. They scratch the back of their head. Well, that's a good question. I am not completely sure. You're not sure? He's sort of always been there. I know Kuro knew Kolia before Kolia knew me, but one day she was just there. They laugh, then shrug. Kuro's a good roommate, though. He's a nice guy after you get to know him a bit. Artemis lifts up their half-eaten sandwich, as if it exemplifies it. Right. Kuro had made the two of you sandwiches. It had definitely been a sweet gesture. I'm done. The two of you finish eating relatively quickly. Artemis takes your plate from you and stacks it on top of theirs, putting it on their night table to deal with later. Artemis reaches toward their nightstand again, this time grabbing a remote control. They point it towards the television across the room, turning it on. Ah, right. You were invited here in the first place to watch a movie. You sit in content silence for a while as Artemis pulls up Cryptflix and starts browsing the suggested movies and shows on their feed. With amusement, you notice that Artemis apparently watches quite a bit of reality television. So, what are we gonna watch? Artemis clicks through a selection of newly released romantic comedies. They peek over at you, a slight smile on their face. I don't know. What do you want to watch? I'm cool with whatever, honestly. Let's watch Midwest Singles then. You're mostly joking, but you would have sworn that you saw the show on their watch list just a few seconds ago. You watch Artemis's cheeks color. They elbow you in the ribs. It doesn't hurt. Okay, when I said I was cool with whatever, that's not what I meant. You're literally already watching it. Let me guess, you're on season 5, episode 14? Artemis goes a bit redder. They smack you on the leg with the TV remote. Season 5, episode 11, actually. You can't help but laugh at their expense. The face they make when they're embarrassed is just too cute.
Oh my god.
Shut up. I can't believe you watch Midwest Singles. So do you. What is that even supposed to mean? You're the one who's caught up. But I have a good excuse for watching it. Odina makes me. That is not a good excuse. I bet you watch it in your free time when no one is around. This is actually a very true statement. Midwest Singles has become something of a guilty pleasure, and that's not something you're proud of. You're not willing to admit it either. That is definitely not true. You are totally lying. I can see it on your face. You, in fact, are totally lying. But Artemis can't know that. Oh my god, just pick a movie. Artemis simply casts you a sly smile, then continues to click through the movie catalog. You know they think they've won. You're not about to say anything that'll further incriminate you. There's about a minute of silence as Artemis browses Cryptflix. Then they sigh, handing you the remote. Okay, I can't pick. You pick. Guest of honor. You snort and take the remote from them. They stretch their arms over their head, leaning back against the pillows. You try not to stare. They are literally all limbs. You browse the catalog for a bit, trying to decide what you would like to watch. You should probably narrow it down by genre first. Let's watch... So, for my stream, I picked something scary. And apparently he doesn't like scary movies. So I'm torn between lighthearted and exciting. Let's watch something lighthearted. Honestly, you want to go for something lighthearted today. Maybe a cheesy rom-com or a silly animated movie from a couple years back. Something easy on the brain. How about Rebel Has a Secret Life? I've never seen that one. You turn to Artemis shocked. You have to consciously keep your jaw from dropping. Artemis shields their face from you with their hand, grinning. You've never seen Rebel Has a Secret Life? No, Tiny, I have never seen Rebel Has a Secret Life. Oh my god, it's literally a classic. It's about this girl named Rebel, right? Let me guess, she has a secret life? You bap Artemis on the arm with the back of your hand. Yes, smartass. But there's so much more to it. It's so good. We have to watch it. Okay, if you say so. If it's bad though, I'm never letting you live it down. It's not gonna be bad. This is the best movie ever. You're really hyping this up. It better be good. You ignore them with a good-natured roll of your eyes. Then click the movie's Cryptflix graphic. Oh, this is gonna be good. The movie begins to play, and you sit back against the pillows, ready to take it all in. This movie really is one of your favorites, so it's easy to get into it as soon as it starts playing. You've seen it a considerable amount of times. You know the plot like the back of your hand. It's even better that Artemis hasn't seen it, because the way you can just spend time peeking at their expression during all of your favorite parts. You first peek over at Artemis about 15 minutes into the movie. They don't notice. Let's move a little closer. There's quite a bit of space between you on the bed. With the way Artemis is so caught up in the movie, you don't think they'll notice if you scoot a little closer to them. You wiggle your way over to them, leaving a little bit of space between your legs. They peek over at you. You look back, trying not to look like a deer caught in headlights. They slide their gaze back to the movie a second later. Ah, coast is clear? You move close enough that your thighs brush against each other. Artemis peeks at you again. You meet their gaze when they do. You watch their cheeks color a little bit, but then the scene changes in the movie, and the both of your attentions are taken away from each other. Artemis is warm. You're not really paying attention to the movie anymore, which is fine, you suppose, since you've seen it so many times. You're watching Artemis more than anything, watching them subtly react to the movie on the TV. Your hand is tucked snugly in between your thighs, and you sort of rest it on the plane of Artemis's leg. You can feel your heartbeat thrum excitedly in your veins, which is embarrassing to say the least, but you splay your fingers across Artemis's thigh, feeling the fabric of Artemis's sweatpants against your palm. Artemis is staring at you now. You know they are. You lift your gaze, eyes soft. Artemis's cheeks are flushed, their brows drawn tightly together. They start to nibble on their bottom lip. Movie temporarily forgotten. You feel yourself start to blush too. Ah, embarrassing. You find your voice after a moment of just staring at each other, trying your hardest not to back down. Okay? Artemis searches your face. You can't exactly read their expression, but after a second, they dip their head affirmatively. Yeah. Something swells in your chest. You have to look away. It's easy to get comfortable the way you are. Artemis doesn't seem to mind very much, and you're trying your very hardest not to think too much about the fact that you're touching Artemis. Part of you wants to see how far this could go. You direct your attention away from the movie again, looking down at your own hand on Artemis's thigh. You stroke your thumb a little bit on the outer side of their thigh and watch them kind of go rigid. It shouldn't be funny, but it is, just a little. Gently, you flip your hand over. Artemis is watching you now, their eyelashes drooping as they look down at your hand, palm up, waiting. There's a beat of nothing. Then Artemis lifts their hand and carefully slides it into your palm. Your face heats so fast that you feel like a wildfire has sparked on your skin. Their fingertips are rough with the calluses from playing their guitar. Their fingers are so much longer than yours. Cautiously, they begin to intertwine their fingers with yours. It's so apprehensive and nervous that it makes your heart flutter. There are butterflies in your stomach. The two of you meet eyes. Artemis looks like they might start crying, but not in a bad way. Something about that makes the corners of your mouth quirk up. You spend a decent portion of the rest of the movie with your hand in Artemis's, and it's nice. It's warm and it's comfortable, and for some reason, it feels right. Artemis starts to rub your thumb with theirs. You know they aren't really watching the movie because you can feel them looking at you. When you turn your head in their direction, you see them quickly look away. You smile. What? Your voice is soft, almost like if you raised it any, you might scare them. Artemis slides their gaze back over to you, her cheeks scarlet. Nothing. You have a feeling it's not nothing. No, what is it? There's another long pause. Artemis chews at their lip. They sort of dip their head towards you, their hair falling over their brow. Honey, A hard and quick knock sounds to your right. Both you and Artemis jerk your heads up at the noise. Hey, just so you know where... Mordad peers inside of the room. Several expressions come to her face in the span of a moment before settling on something that looks a lot like pleasant surprise. You feel your face burn. Artemis is an intense shade of red you've never seen before. Mordad drums her fingers on the doorframe, a smug smile tugging at her mouth. She clears her throat. We're leaving. Okay. Mordad leans into the room. Artemis hides their face with their free hand.
Did I interrupt something?
Oh my god. You know you did. She's teasing. You can tell from her eating grin and raised eyebrows. But embarrassment rushes hot through your veins, even though she didn't walk in on much. No. I see. Well, I'll see you later, Artemis. Bye.
Nice meeting you.
You too. With one last nod of her head, Mordad dips out of the room, pulling the door closed behind her. She pulled it closed. Not partially closed. Not mostly closed. Closed. I didn't notice that the first time I played this scene. There's a long silence. The movie is still playing. Artemis won't look at you. Their ears and cheeks are bright pink, but they're still holding your hand. So you suppose that everything is alright. Aww. After working really hard all week, you have $13 to add to your spending fund. You now have $30. Okay, let's go ahead and save. Yes. Okay. And let's see. Okay, so it's a kind of a little bit of a shorter episode than it's a bit shorter episode than last time, but I mean it's still a good amount for a video. So that was a cute little scene and a little like progression of you and Artemis's relationship. It's very cute. It's like a slow, very progressive type of getting to know one another and, you know, just seeing how the two of you vibe together. And honestly, I like this a lot more than, for me personally, I like this more than a lot of the quick romances where it's one to, you know, take off your clothes type thing. That's not my vibe. If that's other people's vibe, cool. But this is more my speed. It's just the slow, cute puppy dog, you know, not rushing, just feeling each other out very slowly. That's my whole thing. And I'm glad that we got to see a little bit of a difference with going for a walk and stopping at the bakery to get low pastry, to get cookies, because you don't get that cute little scene when you take the bus. So I'm glad I decided to also stream this, and I'm going in, I'm doing slightly different options for this game because I like seeing the different outcomes. So if you want to see my stream playthrough of this game, either check out my Twitch channel. If it's, I currently have 2 VODs up for this game as of recording this. But if you are watching this a couple months from this date, or, you know, longer, then be on the lookout for this game on my VOD channel, a Tiny Gamer VODs. Link for that is going to be down below. Okay, I'm going to stop yapping and go ahead and end this video here right as I get hiccups. That's going to be all for now. Thank you so much for watching. I do hope you're enjoying this game as much as I am. Please don't forget to stay safe, stay happy, and I will talk to y'all later.